Oh, was there an update today? Because I didn't see that. Last I saw said even with successful surgery, out up to 12 weeks.
So the surgery itself has a timetable of that. If there's, because once they open up the foot, if there's, ligaments that they have to deal with, or arthritis that they have to deal with, then that's when the timetable goes up that high. But when it's just a simple clean surgery, the 5-week mark is basically what they go off of, and that's what's expected following the surgery, because it was simple and clean, and there were zero issues. Same thing with Quentin Nelson, who had the same exact surgery for them, and is their Pro Bowl guard. So
the third best player in the NFL. The third best player in the NFL.
Maybe. He's fantastic.
He's so good.
Mekhi Becton takes that mantle from him, but but yeah, so they'll have a rough first week, but week 2 they should have Wentz and Nelson back, maybe week 3, but it's looking like short timetable. So that's good for them. They dodged a bullet, and it's also unfortunately for you, it's good for the Eagles because it looks like they might still get their first round pick if Mr. Glass Carson Wentz can stay healthy.
Listen, yeah, seriously, I doubt he can. And also the Colts might just stick it to the Eagles and sit him for a while and play Eason.
I mean, I've heard that, but I just don't see it because they're trying to win right now, man. The rest of their team is built really well. They are, considered a quarterback away, and Frank Reich and Carson Wentz were great together. So they're hoping they can, redo that. So I don't know if Eason is the truth, then sure. But if he's not, if he still needs more time, or if he's just not that good, then they're definitely going to roll with Wentz if he, can get back to some sort of form. He was playing injured all year last year, apparently, and has been playing injured on this foot for apparently since, basically high school, and it recently, reemerged as a problem. So it's interesting. Overall, their draft, it was okay. Nothing special. Solid dart throws late, with Sean Davis as a safety, very athletic, but not the best coverage guy. Probably more of like a strong safety, maybe box safety. I originally didn't like the Sam Ehlinger pick because I'm like, okay, you got Wentz, you got Eason, you can get like anybody else, but this seems to have been a smarter pick than I originally gave credit for. So
because they knew
them up following the Wentz injury because it makes sense.
They knew who they were trading for. They know who Carson Wentz is.
Yeah, they got your offensive lineman Will Fries. Seems pretty decent.
Listen, I like him, but he wasn't that good. Anytime that there were negative plays for Penn State, when it comes to offensive line, it was him. Like they were getting through him.
Yeah, that's fine. He's got good size. He's a depth O-line guy, and I'm sure they're confident that they can work on his technique since they've got a tier 1 offensive line, and he's not going to play a lot this first year, hopefully. So overall, I gave them a B-. I didn't see anything great here. There was nothing terrible. It was okay.
I give them a solid B, specifically for Kwity Paye. And I really like Sean Davis, so I think that elevates them up quite a bit. I know coverage-wise he's not the greatest, but we're also seeing an emergence of these safeties who want to be linebackers as well. Guys like Jeremy Chin, Keanu Neal is switching his position to linebacker safety with the Cowboys. So that's going to be the hot new trend now, I guess, is safeties playing linebacker. So, yeah, so I think it was a great pickup. Yeah, I think I solid B for me.
And then Mr. B.
All right. That's the Indianapolis Colts. Thank you for coming. Jacksonville Jaguars. They had a ton of picks. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Really, they only had 9 because when I was looking through it felt like they had like 33. We'll start in round 1. Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback from Clemson. Also round 1, Travis Etienne, the running back from Clemson. Round 2, Tyson Campbell, the corner from Georgia. Walker Little, the tackle from Stanford. Round 3, they went Andre Sisco, the only good player at Syracuse in the past couple of years, in my opinion. Round 4, Jay Tufele, the defensive tackle from the University of Southern California, sorry. Also in round 4, Jordan Smith, defensive end from University of Alabama, Birmingham. Round 5, Luke Farrell. Round 6, their final pick, Jalen Camp, the wide receiver from Georgia Tech. Oh, I didn't say Luke Farrell's the tight end from Ohio State. So, here's the thing. We all knew Trevor Lawrence was going to be number 1 overall, right? There was no question.
Right. Yeah.
There was maybe a little bit when they hired Urban Meyer. But then, after a couple of days, he just came out and said, we're drafting Trevor Lawrence. So, gotta be honest, I think he's the 3rd best quarterback. I understand why he's taking number 1 overall. Dude's 6'6", 220-ish pounds or something like that. 215, 220, I don't remember. He's got a big arm. He's pretty mobile for a big quarterback. So he will allow you to extend plays, allow wide receivers to get open, avoid taking sacks. But still, I think he's the 3rd best quarterback in the draft. I think Justin Fields is better, and I think your guy Smith is going to be better as a pro than Trevor Lawrence. Saw a lot of stuff I didn't like from him. Bad interceptions at North Carolina. Didn't play so well against Syracuse. So I really don't feel like Trevor Lawrence in a weakened ACC showed any reason for me to think that he is that much better than a player that dominated a defensive-heavy Big Ten. But
I don't know. He's been pretty consistent since high school. I'm not going to say that I'm an NFL scout, and most NFL scouts were saying that he's worth number 1 overall, so I guess we'll see.
Did I say Smith? Zach Wilson. What is wrong with me?
I know who you meant.
What is wrong with me?
Z-Dub, baby, Z-Dub. Speaking of, it's Zach Wilson's birthday, and he had a hilarious tweet of him and Tom Brady because they share a birthday, and he said something like, how 400 something, 500 something touchdowns, 7 Super Bowls between us.
that is pretty hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, so Lawrence, you kind of just. It's tough to go against consensus. If they're wrong, they're wrong. Had they gone with someone else and T-Law was the truth, and, you're basically making yourself a joke for forever, as long as T-Law's career. So it was the safe pick. Playing it safe in that, first overall makes sense to me. So I'm not going to criticize that. I think it's really hard not to do that. And, I probably would have done the same thing. I did do the same thing in Dynasty. I drafted T-Law, so we'll see on that front. They went with I'm sorry?
The ETN pick just blows my mind.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. And then the next first round pick that they had, I hated. It was so dumb. And
they've already got James Robinson and Carlos Hyde.
Robinson was a beast with no help, with terrible quarterback play, with a suspect O-line, and he was a monster.
And Carlos Hyde is a good fucking backup. He's a former starter.
Great receiving back, great third down, change of pace guy.
Right.
I just don't understand this pick. You got another first-round pick, and you spend it on a guy that probably isn't worth a first-rounder, to be honest. In other running back strong, heavy years, certainly not. This is, I think, a relatively weak running back class. And while I like Etienne as a player, I think he'll be a solid NFL back. He's not worth a first-round pick, in my opinion, and he's definitely not worth a first-round pick when you are a team that has 1,000 different needs.
Yeah,
running backs are a luxury.
Let's look at the Jaguars' depth chart, because there are two things they don't need, and those are running backs and wide receivers. Running backs, here we go. I've got their depth chart up. Running backs, they have, like I said, Robinson and Carlos Hyde. Their wide receivers are DJ Chark, Marvin Jones, Laviska Shenault. Their backups are Philip Dorsett, Pharaoh Cooper, Jamal Agnew, Laquan Treadwell, Jalen Camp, Colin Johnson. So they're set on wide receiver. They are set on running back. They really should have, I think, maybe traded back a little bit and go get Pat Freiermuth to shore up your tight end, because I don't think Manhurts or O'Shaughnessy are going to get it done for you. Tebow's not the guy either. And yes, you drafted Luke Farrell, but are you really going to do much with him? You've got Cam Robinson, Andrew Norwell, and Jawan Taylor. I think your tackles are good. One of your guards are good. Brandon Linder and A.J. Cann, maybe you could have upgraded them. Defensive end absolutely could have used an upgrade. Linebackers, I think, are actually really good with Tevin Bryan, Josh Allen, and Joe Schobert, Miles Jack. I'm sorry, Allen, Schobert, Jack. Also Clavon Chason, C.J. Henderson, and Rayshawn Jenkins, Shaquille Griffin, and Jared Wilson, I think are all solid. Right guard, center, defensive end, defensive tackle, they needed to address them, and they definitely didn't need Etienne.
Yeah.
I would rather them have taken another fucking quarterback than Etienne.
Yeah, and I get that, Etienne is impressing in camp, and he's a good pass catcher and all of that, and I don't care. It's horrible usage of great draft capital. It's absolutely asinine. Running backs that can catch are not that hard to find, especially when you got someone like James Robinson who has decent hands, who's got pretty damn good vision from what I saw. And you have to weigh, where players are selected. Yeah, I don't love Jalen Camp, but he was their last pick of the draft. I don't care. That's whatever. I really like Jalen Camp. I think he has the potential to be a really good player on the team. Am I saying he's going to be a number one? They're rich on wide receiver assets, so
they are.
That's whatever at that point. You're taking dart throws. You're taking BPA at that point. Etienne is not a BPA. He was not the best player available at all, and he was not a need. It's just an asinine pick any way you look at it. I don't care that he was Trevor Lawrence's teammate and that, will make him comfortable in the NFL. If he's not going to be comfortable in the NFL with better talent,
then don't draft him.
Yeah.
Honestly,
that alone sinks their draft grade significantly for me.
I think so too.
I don't really mind the rest of their picks. Tyson Campbell, I think, could be good.
Monster. He's a monster. He's so good.
Yeah.
I was so pissed when the Cowboys...
He was great in Georgia. Obviously, he looks solid. He's super fast. I think he'll be really good. Little, I'm torn on. Obviously, had the injury, and then
dude's a monster too. Look how big he is.
Yeah, could be a sneaky good pick.
Dude's 6'7",
and good to for the 6'7", 313. He's not Mekhi Becton, but he's pretty damn big. And, good